What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Northeast Florida Surf Fishing Forecast for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of this week. The water's been great the last few days here in Northeast Florida. Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, we had northeast winds. And, Saturday they blew pretty gusty there for a while, and so the surf was chopped up, but the water, sandy green, not bad. Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, and huge amount of 8 to 9 inch pompano have been caught. And what does that mean? That means those fish north of us in the Carolinas, that means they're starting to push this way. In the springtime, when the pompano come from the south, we always get the little ones first, and then the big boys arrive. Same thing in the fall, the little ones arrive first, and then as the water cools down, studs arrive. I was looking at North Carolina, the water temperature there is 76 to 78 in areas where about a week and a half ago was 82, 83. So starting to drop. Pompano are making away. There was some really nice whiting caught the last few days. You're hitting the live sand fleas and fish bite sand flea flavor. So we're focusing on sand fleas, guys. There's plenty of sand fleas in the Northeast Florida area right now. And just about everything's eating them. The redfish I caught in the surf, sand fleas, he was right at 27, another 1/4 of an inch, and he'd have been swimming, but instead he'll be fish tacos for Taco Tuesday. And black drummer hitting the sand fleas, like I said, whiting, pompano, but he even caught a flounder on a sand flea. So if you're going to the beach and you don't want to buy bait, just bring your fish bites and catch your sand fleas, bring a net. If you haven't been to the beach in the last few days, I encourage you, if you have time, to get up at the crack of dawn, go down to the beach as the sun's coming up, and just watch the water. This morning when I checked out the beach, about 8:15, 8:20, the mullet it was just a solid stream, thousands of mullet. The tarpon were absolutely going nuts up in Jack's Beach, and them coming out of the water, jumping. There were big Spanish jumping out of the water in them. And of course, there were sharks, but that's to be expected. But if you haven't seen it yet and you want to see what a tarpon looks like, now's the time. The next few days, get out there early. The mullet, as the day goes on, tend to thin out a little bit. They go out deeper, though there'll still be smaller schools coming up and down the surf. So right now, if you catch a mullet, you got a good chance of catching big Spanish mackerel. They're catching some Spanish I've seen between 18 and 25 inches, guys. But you will need a heavier leader, either wire leader or like 40-pound fluoro or something like that. If you're using 20-pound leader, you'll just be putting on the hook every cast after you get bit. Bluefish are eating the mullet, redfish, flounder, speckled trout, tarpon will eat them, the sharks are eating them. So right now the mullet are attracting a large variety of fish. And the mullet run really, it still has another month to go because our water temperature here in this area is still 82. Same in Flagler, 83, 82 in Fernandina. But if you are on social media, Facebook mainly, a lot of the fishing groups, last few days there's been a lot of reds caught in the surf. A lot of reds caught around the inlets like Talbot, Huguenot, Volano, Amelia. Anywhere you find rocks or the inlets, those big reds are going to be hanging around because what they're doing is eating all the mullet and all the shrimp that are pouring out of the river. So what I do suggest, if you want to target the big reds, don't necessarily use light tackle, because what happens is you can't get them in fast. So if you're using a light tackle where they pull the drag and you have to just let them run light line, especially in the surf, you're going to wear that fish out. And my allergies are kicking in. Like I said, what I was saying is if you fight them too long, the chances of a shark coming along and eat it are very great. Right now, like the Mayport jetties, a lot of the charter guys and people fishing for big reds, they are having a real issue just getting a red up to the boat and unhooking it. They're basically reeling in ahead every time because there's so many sharks, and those same sharks are up and down the beach too. But fishing should be good the next few days. It's a pretty consistent wind pattern. west in the morning light, switching over to the east-southeast in the afternoon, 7 to 10. So the water should stay nice. Monday afternoon, actually the river water came down the beach. If you don't know what that is, it's basically the St. John's spilling out its water with it was northeast wind, so it pushes it down the beach. And it's not always a good thing, because what I've seen over the years is there's been many days we've been catching a lot of whiting and pompano on the beach, and the river water comes in and the bite completely dies. The bluefish show up though. And what I've been told is, as you know, the St. John's runs north. So when we get rain, all the rain accumulates up and down the state, and whatever drains into the St. John's heads north. So all that's coming out our river, heading down the beach. And what it does, it actually changes the salinity where it pours out. So a lot of times those fish, it'll shut them off. Now, if it's on the beach for a couple of days, I've noticed after a day or two, the fish start biting again, they get adjusted. If you have fish tanks, you'll know what I'm talking about. When you sometimes do a water change, the fish will act a little bit different for a while, and then they'll settle down and start eating again. But the next few days, guys, if it were me, get out there early, enjoy the tarpon, throw some mullet right behind the breakers, try to catch a red or a trout, put some sand fleas out, big whiting, and the pompano. There were several pompano that were keepers caught that I saw, so it's not just all 8, 9 inches. There are some keepers mixed in, but the main run of them is not here yet. And don't forget, Saturday is the King of the Hill fishing tournament out of Neptune Beach Baptist Church. You can look it up online. I think it's just King of the Hill. I'll have to find out for sure. Some really good prizes, and I think the tournament's from like 7 to noon. And the forecast is actually looking better, because last week we were looking at northeast at like 20 with 5 to 8 foot surf because of Hurricane Sam. Now the forecast is showing, I think, southeast 8 to 10 with 2 to 3 foot surf. Now it could still be the current could still be moving right along depending on size of the swell and how far west Sam actually comes before heading north. So we'll see. It's a major hurricane right now, so it will definitely be pumping in some surf. What I've learned with these forecasts is sometimes they'll call for 2 to 3 foot. And it's much bigger than that. Just like on Monday, they were calling, I want to say I saw 1 to 2, but there were some bigger swells than that coming in when I went down to the beach Monday morning. Some swells that even as the tide was going out, they were still pushing the whitewash all the way up the beach. So the surfers were enjoying it. But I hope that helps. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments and we'll get back to you. And I think that's all I got. There's a lot of fish to be caught, guys. If you're going in the river, I've seen good reports of redfish, mangrove snapper, some trout, flounder. The flounder a little bit, well, they haven't been on fire, but they are there. And mostly, I would say, if you're gonna fish in the river, the Mayport area seems to be the hottest area all throughout that area and around the Dames Point. But that's the forecast. Get out and fish. Water should stay nice the next few days. Yeah, saw a report from Matanzas, a lot of tarpon around Matanzas as well. So if you live down that way and you have the right rig, go get a tarpon and post it up for us. We'll put you on YouTube. Y'all guys have a great couple of days. Catch some fish and show us what you got. Thank you.